Hey everyone, my name is Melissa LaMunyon, and I'm here today with Corrina Rachel of the lovely Psychetruth, and we are going to be demonstrating a face, head, shoulder, and chest massage. I am going to be using this delightful product. It is a combination of cocoa butter and shea butter, and it has been really soft and malleable to the touch. I love cocoa butter and shea butter, but it can be kind of hard to use, just all solidified in the jar. So this is from All Natural Shea, and they were kind enough to send us some of their products to sample. All right, so for those of you who are wincing as I put cocoa butter and shea butter onto Corrina's skin, specifically onto her face, Corrina told me that her skin is not very sensitive, and that she's also going to do what's called oil cleansing right after this, which is basically a way of washing your face with oil. And so she's going to put a warm washcloth, actually as hot as she can stand it, onto her face right after this, and that's going to draw, the heat will open up her pores, and the fat, the oil that we're applying to her skin right now is going to go into her pores, latch onto the oil inside her skin that's, that causes, blackheads and pimples and all that stuff. And so the oil, the cocoa butter will go in there and pull that stuff out, leaving her skin deeply cleansed. Let me know in the comments if you have ever tried oil cleansing. So in order to work her jaw muscles a little bit more deeply, I am, as you can see, I slipped my hands underneath her neck. And so my fingers are bracing against the very bottom of her skull and her neck. This is one of the tricks to a good face and head massage, is making sure that your hand is anchored. That's not a hard and fast all the time rule, of course, but I feel more stable. It's easier to massage right now. And when it comes to the face, this is one of the more delicate, vulnerable parts of our bodies. And so as, either massage therapists or just, wonderful people who like to massage their friends, it's important that we understand how to approach vulnerable areas of the body. And overall, it's about how to approach an animal body. We forget that, our bodies are essentially, we're essentially animals. And for those of us who do have animals in our lives, we know how important approach is in maintaining everyone's sense of safety. All right, so I'm going to pause now and show you this fabulous little energy hold. So you bring all of your fingers together so that the tips are touching. And you're just going to place your fingertips on the jaw. And so I'm looking for kind of more like, so this area feels a little bit more tense. Here's some tension over here. And so I'm just going to take 2 or 3 breaths. There is a lot of charge in our jaws. Not only is there all of the tension from eating and talking, but our jaw muscles can be a wonderful holding ground for any kind of tension or stress, especially having to do with communication. In general, your jaw is a good barometer of how stressed you are. And so throughout the day, if you want to add another little check-in tool to your toolbox, just take, as you can remember, take a few seconds and just, how's my jaw? And then, move your jaw around, try and relax the muscle consciously. Take a breath or so and just see how that affects the rest of your body. It's a great way to just shift your overall state of being, physically and mentally, a little bit more towards the relaxation centered end of the scale. So, as always with face massage, you want to, rub up as much as possible, or at least follow any kind of downward stroke with an upward stroke. And so again, here is a great place where you want your hands to be braced, right? Because I'm working on the eyebrows, and I want to make sure that my fingers are going to be very, very, very steady. And so in fact, even before I do this next move, I'm going to sit down a little bit more in my seat. I'm going to feel my body. I'm going to take a breath. The face in general is just a good barometer of how stressed we are. It's pretty easy for us to not know when we're stressed or when we're feeling out of balance with our tension. And so kind of like just checking out your face, like, oh, have I been frowning for the last 5 minutes or hour or all day and didn't realize it? Oh, look, my eyebrows are as hard as rocks. Maybe. Oh, okay. So if you're looking for ways to kind of access your actual state of being, these are good ones. So from here, I'm going to go spend a little time at the ears. The ears are one of those organs one of the parts of the body where we may not think that it's going to feel amazing and have intense therapeutic benefits, but alas, it's true. Mm-hmm. Corrina's like, Sorry, honey. You can rub your ears yourself. This is a great move, kind of like to hook your thumb into the little bowl part of the bottom of your ear and kind of pull out. It's actually it's harder to do it with oil. Another great trick with the ears. Sorry, Corrina, let's try this. So you need to divide the ear into 5 little segments. Segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, segment 5. And so you just pull along each line as best you can. It's kind of hard with segment 4. There we go. And actually, why don't you turn your head just a little bit, just a touch, and I'll do this side. So once I've got a little bit of work in on the face and the ears, it's fun to kind of come underneath the head and start working on the scalp. Make sure you talk to your partner before you put oily or greasy hands in their hair. They may not like that at all. I have clients, though, that they tell me that they prepare for, quote unquote, massage head, that their hair all mussed and maybe a little full of lotion. And I think it's worth it. They think it's worth it. It's good, though, if you are maybe, thinking about getting a massage and you are new, maybe you're a first-time potential massage receiver. It's a good thing to know about, is that maybe you don't style your hair that morning. So I actually really love addressing the upper back, the upper shoulders with someone laying face up. So my hands, you can see, here's my wrist right here, right? And so my hands are along either side of her spine. And so I'm just bending my fingertips. I'm gonna take another breath right now, because this is a more intense move. Yeah, you gotta listen, invite your client or your partner to breathe. So using the weight of her body, I'm gonna just really slowly move my hands. I'm using the weight of her body as I slowly move my hands. My fingertips are bent, kind of in a scooping motion. There we go. All the way up, and you can even take the move all the way up into the cervical vertebra and end along the occiput. Okay, and look, here we are. We're right back here at the face and the jaw. There we go. It's fun to work on an area, and then, maybe if it's not completely releasing to your satisfaction, you can go off and do something else for a little while and then come back and see what's changed. So not only is that a great strategy with body work, it's a good strategy with life. And especially, around things that we're feeling resistant or stuck around. Okay. So similar to the face, but for different reasons, we want to approach the fronts of the shoulders very cautiously. Not cautiously, we want to be respectful. We have some very hard-working muscles that are often just rock hard. And not just muscles, we're also dealing, that's the front of the shoulder, so we're dealing with a lot of tendons and ligaments and a lot of muscles kind of coming together in the same area. So this is not an area to start doing trigger point work in right away. Not until you have, adequately addressed the pec muscles and warmed up these muscles. Usually the middle part of the deltoid isn't quite as tense as the front part. So my favorite thing about having a client or a friend face up on the table is, is the opportunity for flow. So the best, and in my opinion, the only way to close out bodywork like this is with a head cradle. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing. I am making this shape with my hands, and the very bottom of Corrina's skull is going to be resting right here. And so her whole head will be entirely supported without touching the table. And you just kind of like put your thumbs kind of next to the ears, right behind the ears. All right, so Corrina, let's take a deep breath. So as you hold your client or your friend's skull, this is active non-doing. So this becomes a meditation where we bring our attention back to the body on the table, to our own sensations, and just allow what is happening to arise. It's totally okay if your mind does drift. However, for this move to have its very potent, relaxing, and aligning effects, where your attention is and your intention with your attention is going to play a really big role in how deep. Yeah, there we go. how deep you go with your client. Whenever you're doing any kind of energy work, whether it's this hold or the one I showed you earlier, one way to know if it's clicked or the body has shifted and come back into balance is by, there will often be a spontaneous breath, just like what Corrina did a few moments ago. So that tells me that, all right, there's been a connection has been made. In one of my recent or upcoming videos, I am working on Joy's feet, and I demonstrate a similar move to what I'm doing right now. And like with the feet, this move in and of itself is an entire therapeutic session, potentially. Your friend or client could receive great benefit from just this hold. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just honored to have your company. I know you have lots of choices for where you spend your time and attention, and Corrina and I are really glad you joined us. Again, my name is Melissa LaMunyon. You can find out more about me at sensibletoolbox.com. Please check out more of my videos and some of Corrina's amazing nutrition videos on Psychetruth. And we hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.